Hey, what's up mga kote? It's me, Ate Mariel at welcome sa Kodernos, where learning is the name of the game. So kung bago ka pa lamang sa aming YouTube channel, i-click mo na subscribe, like, and share button para may update ka sa aming mga videos. So samahan natin si Super K sa panibagong araw at panibagong lesson na ating matututunan dito sa Kodernos, at ang bagong lesson natin for today is all about effects of weathering. So before, last time, ang napag-aralan natin is about types of rocks, yung sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, yung uses of rocks. So ngayon naman, malalaman naman natin yung effects of weathering. So hindi na bago sa atin dito sa Quadernos yung word na weathering. So napag-aralan na natin siya and natalakay na natin siya last time. So yung mga types of weathering, causes of weathering, yung natalakay natin. So dito mas ibobroad natin yung about sa effects of weathering. So, before we start our lesson, of course, meron muna tayong trivia for today. So, yung trivia natin for today is cornea is one of the only two parts of the human body without blood vessels. So, yung cornea, it's found in our eyes, and the cornea is the clear part of the eye that covers the pupil and other parts of the eye. Cartilage and the cornea are the only types tissue in the human body that do not contain blood vessels, according to scientists at Harvard Department of Ophthalmology's Schipens Eye Research Institute. Your eye also has some other bizarre features you probably didn't know about. So, eyes is very important. Cornea is very important in our eyes, and cornea is one of the parts of our body that does not have blood vessels. So it's according to Harvard Department of Ophthalmology's Schipens Eye Research Institute. So that's our trivia for today. So cornea is one of only two parts of the human body without blood vessels. So next tayo, sa effects of weathering na tayo. So you have learned what weathering is. Weathering breaks down rocks into tiny pieces and finally into the soil. Weathering helps in forming soil. Do you know that it's very important? That is a very important effect of weathering. So that's a very important part of weathering, because weathering helps in forming soil, and yung soil, syempre pinagtatamnan natin yan, and syempre pinaglalagyan din yan ng mga houses and many more. So without soil, man cannot live. Soil needed by plants. Man needs plants for food. Also, animals also need plants for food. So we all need plants. We all need oxygen. We also need sun. We also need carbon dioxide and many more. And one of the positive effects of weathering is it helps forming the soil. You have also learned that about the agents of weathering: plants, man, animals, and weather elements. They break down and wear away rocks into tiny particles. So they break down and wear away into tiny pieces. So it takes thousands of years before the rocks finally become soil. So the soil that you see now in our surroundings, it was formed from rocks, and after many thousands of years, it has a very long and slow process. This is because soil does not only mean tiny bits of rocks. So yan. So yung agents ng weathering is tayong tao, humans, plants, animals, weather. So of course, it will affect the weather because paiba-iba tayo ng weather, and minsan sala sa init, sala sa lamig. That's why it was very common to be an agent for weathering. So, ayan, meron pa dito. Next tayo. Soil also contains amount of water in some minerals and dead plants and animals. Without these things in soil, plants will not grow in it. Rock contain minerals when they break into small pieces. Minerals become part of the soil. Imagine that the earth is covered with rocks. What would happen to plants and animals and man? So of course, kapag super hard yung rocks, para kang wala kang space for your house, masyadong hindi mo talaga mabi-breakdown ng mabilis, hindi agad yun nasisira ng mabilis because they're hard rocks. So that's why if earth was covered in rocks, what would happen? Of course, syempre, I think, mas mahihirapan tayo if hard rocks yung nagko-cover sa earth. So, yan yung ating example ng garden and backyard garden. So, it's very common to our school na sa school, di ba, pag TLE or something na subject, so minsan pinapagawa sa atin ng teachers natin na magkaroon ng garden, so magtanim ng pechay, ng cabbage, ng mga kalabasa, so it could be used in our canteen, sa mga pa-feeding, ganyan. It can be used to have more nutrients sa ating katawan. So, it's very important to have a plants in our backyard. So, ayan. What happens after the rocks have been broken down into small pieces? So, rocks and soil particles are carried away by running water. So, this process of transporting rocks and soil is called erosion. During the session, some of the minerals from the rocks sink in the ground. Other minerals scatter over the soil. Other minerals are carried by running water into streams, sea, and ocean. So yan, rock and soil particles are carried away by running water. So the transporting of rocks on soil is called erosion. Alam din naman natin yung word na soil erosion or erosion. So hindi na rin bago sa atin yung meaning ng erosion. So meron tayo dito experiment number 69. So are there minerals in seawater? How can you get fresh water from seawater? Put some seawater in container like kettle or tin can. So, ito yung kettle. So, madalas nagmamaraya carry yung ganyan. Next tuloy. So, boil the water. Place a tray of ice over the steam coming out of the container. Place a big container under the tray to collect the drops water from it. So, let the water boil until it's dry. What remains in the kettle after all the seawater has evaporated? What could you see falling from under the cold tray? Taste the cold water. Is it salty? So, ayan. So, ayan yung naging experiment for this effects of weathering. So, you can try it at home with your parents, of course. Kasi most of the time, itong mga experiments na to ay ginagawa sa school. So, yun yung experiment for this lesson. So, binanggit ko lang. So, if want nyo i-try, if want nyo na makita kung ano ba talaga yung nangyari sa experiment na to, so, ayan. You can do it. Of course, may supervise pa rin ng parents nyo. The water evaporates while salt remains in the container. When the water vapor touches the cold tray, it condenses and becomes water again. This is fresh water. It does not have salt anymore. Why? Seawater contains minerals. One of these minerals is salt. Your body needs salt. Of course, we need also salt. So, wag lang kulang and wag lang sobra. So, tama lang na intake kasi pag sobra, so maapektuhan na yung iba nating katawan and yung organs natin. So, the experiment above shows that salt can be separated from seawater by evaporation. So, ang result ng ating experiment, ang explanation is, the experiment shows that soil can be separated from seawater by evaporation. So, ayan ang ating explanation about sa lesson na to. So, the condensed water vapor then becomes fresh water. So, ayan ang ating explanation about the experiment. So, always remember that the experiments that salt can be separated from seawater by evaporation and the condensed water vapor then becomes fresh water. So, ayan ang ating lesson for today. So, thank you. Have a great day and God bless. So, click the thumbs up button if you like this video and leave a comment down below if you have suggestions, clarifications, and questions to our future videos. So, thank you. Have a great day and God bless. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.